Now I'm going to admit that I'm a little biased to the Cessna 177. The Cardinal was our first plane, and we flew it around 150 hours in the first year alone. Now just how much do I like it? Well, even though I have newer, more capable airplanes at my disposal, my airplane of choice for flying is my 177 RG. I have the most detailed video about the Cardinal fixed gear planes posted on our channel, and in that video, we go through the differences between the 177A and the 177B models. So even though some people have comments about the 177A model, I got the opportunity to ask owners of the 177A what they think of their plane. One owner's exact comment was, "It is an amazing plane and love everything about it." Honestly, the only concern was their slower speed. And that is true when they have the factory 150 horsepower engine. I wanted to fly a 177A for myself to see what types of differences it had from the 177B model. I think I found probably one of the nicest 177As, as you can see behind me here. Let's see just how it actually flies. There's one thing I need to mention though. This plane has a 180 horsepower conversion, so it's more similar to the 177B model in power, but it's a fixed pitch prop. It's also got fancy pants. I've never actually seen them before this, but I'm told that they're supposed to improve aerodynamics and increase the speed. A Cessna Cardinal 177A with a 180 horsepower engine upgrade and powerflow exhaust. Although we haven't verified in flight, test data from the company shows an increase of 20 horsepower from that powerflow exhaust system. With the added power from the powerflow exhaust system in this plane, it can actually outperform later Cessna 177B models. This particular Cardinal was owned by a professional pilot who kept it hangared. There's no damage history and all logs since new. It's a very clean airplane with very low hours. The engine has only 645 hours on it, and the total time is only 3,567. Now this Cardinal has a 180 horsepower engine upgrade, although it does still have a fixed pitch prop, and there are advantages to the constant speed prop, but this one is simpler to fly. It's almost the same as a 172. You can see that it has a very nice exterior, and the interior has been upgraded with gorgeous leather seats, and most important of all, a great Garmin Avionics package. This airplane even has an Autopilot. These Avionics upgrades usually cost over $32,000. The upgraded interior and powerflow exhaust upgrade is another $11,000. That's about $43,000 in upgrades compared to a standard Cardinal. We bought this plane from almost 900 miles away. On the way back, we had some low-level turbulence in our flight path home. Even though the Cardinal handles turbulence very well, we decided to lift it up. There happened to be a cloud layer right around 9,000 feet, and the clouds were up to about 12,000 feet. But even at higher altitude, with the climb performance from that 180 horsepower engine and additional horsepower from the powerflow exhaust system, we were able to climb above easily. Now, if anyone says the Cardinal is a hard plane to land, it's just absolutely not true. Look at this landing. You don't even feel the touchdown. It's that smooth, a stable landing. When you buy from us, we offer free training. This is a great way to get comfortable with your new plane. As always, we ask that you like our video, subscribe to our channel so that you can see additional videos in the future. Now this plane is for sale, so if you're interested, there's a link below in the description that'll take you to our website where you can see all of those logs, as well as specs and other information about the plane. Taking a look at some of the other features on it, if we look down along the bottom, you can see when I mentioned about those fancy pants. So this is aerodynamically covers the strut. It's supposed to help with your increased aerodynamics, decreased drag, supposedly gives you a little bit better performance as well in flight and airspeed. Got very clean glass, and one of the reasons for that is you can see these snaps on here. It actually has a cover that goes on top and snaps, so if it has to be tied down on a ramp overnight, or even when it's in the hangar, it keeps the dust and dirt off of the glass there. You can see here it has the window cutout. These are very good platform for your aerial photography. You can open this without having a strut in your way. You get very good visuals, especially if you take a turn. your passenger can take really nice shots of the ground or even air-to-air photos. Taking a look down along the wing, you can see overall clean paint. It's got stall brake on here, which I haven't seen in the B models before, so one of those little differences between these two models. And then just looking at the paint condition, it's shiny, it's in nice shape everywhere. Few spots here and there that are a little bit of touch-up could be done on it, but overall, the color scheme, everything is just a really nice layout for the plane. The side are part of the fancy pants conversion. You can see that they're different, they're bigger than the factory ones. These are supposed to help with the aerodynamics of it and the decreased drag to help with your performance in flight. And just taking a look along as far as the glasses being in clean condition everywhere, there's no hail anywhere on the plane, the fuselage in really nice shape. Didn't notice any corrosion anywhere. It's been well maintained. It does have the slots here in the stabilator, which is one of the upgrades that they did for the Cardinal rule to help with the performance and the handling, especially on the landings. Let's take a closer look at the engine on this Cardinal. It is a Lycoming 0360 A4M, 180 horsepower, horizontally opposed, 4-cylinder engine. It has Millennium cylinders on all four. There are multiple probes throughout that you can see. Those are all for the engine monitoring system. If you take a look at just how clean it is, it just got back from the flight. It's still warm in there. And be careful not to touch anything. But you can see that there's no engine oil leaks or anything. It's very clean. We've got connection here for an engine heater, which is very important in the northern climates, especially in winter. You can see just how clean everything is in the back, how clean the firewall is, and then the hoses and connections, everything like that as well. This engine has excellent compression numbers and starts right up. Now technically, you never even have to overhaul this engine because if you maintain it, it can easily go over 3,000 hours. The fittings and the hoses and the connections, very clean condition, fairly new, recently updated, so it's been a well-maintained engine, nice and clean. Cardinal is one of the easiest planes to fly. The controls are light, predictive, and responsive. Anyone can fly this plane. I've had many long cross countries in Cardinals. This spacious cabin and smooth flight makes it comfortable over long distances. Let's take a look at how easy it is to get in the Cardinal. So one of the things is that this is the widest opening, easiest entrance in GA aircraft. The door opens 90 degrees, gives you very easy access to both the front and the back seats without having anything in the way. And there's nothing in the way on the ground either as far as getting and tripping over with your feet. And take a look at the panel. On this Cardinal, you can see it's very clean. All of the gauges are in good condition. You've got your turn coordinator over here, which isn't the standard one. It's actually your Autopilot, the main controls of it. And then the rest of your standard 6-pack and your fuel and everything. You do have dual CDI with glide slope on both of them. The first one here is connected to your 430, and then the second one is connected to your digital navcom, your MX170C. So the GPS, the 430W, you've got obviously all of your approaches, everything else that you can run in here for your IFR setup. You've also got your transponder and your Garmin GMA 340 audio panel. Over here, one of the most important things for me in a plane is the digital engine monitor so that you can watch your cylinder head temps, your exhaust gas temperatures for all 4 cylinders, and you can monitor other parts of it as well, oil temp, oil pressure, everything in one gauge. Over here, we've got a fuel scan 450 fuel flow, and this one is very nice because it tells you can top it up, and when you do a full fuel, you enter that in, then it shows you how many gallons is remaining, your gallons used, and it also gives you additional information throughout, including what your current fuel flow is per hour once you're up in flight. Just to round out the panel, you've got your standard flap switch and carb heat defrosters, your circuit breakers, your Hobbs meter, and then your connections are right down here, which are really easy for plugging in your headsets. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started. You can see we've got the mixture to full, rich. The throttle is going to be in just a short ways, and then over here we've got the primer. Do 2 to 3 pumps depending on the temperature. We'll put the red master switch on after that, and then we'll go ahead and turn the key over and get it started. With the additional power, it has a very short takeoff run, so you can operate off a short field even at gross weight. The climb performance of a plane is very important. You can outclimb tough weather conditions and get over terrain. This plane has excellent climb performance. You can see it is over 1,100 feet a minute here. We're not even using the best angle of climb, so you could actually climb even faster if you wanted to. So on here we've got the ring on the outside, so you can adjust it for the outside air temperature and your altitude, and you can see that it's pointing at about 130 on the outer black ring. And again, we've got a ground speed of over 140 knots. You can see the ground, one of those benefits of that strutless wing design. Autopilot switched on, and you can see the green light there, which is the silver one down here. The turn coordinator has the controls and the adjustment for switching the direction and adjusting your heading. Once you have the autopilot turned on and you have the vertical, then you're able to set it up and fly pretty much straight and level using that autopilot. The strutless design gives you the best visibility and lets you really enjoy the flight and scenery. And that view even helps during landing, giving an unobstructed view of the field. We're going through our descent, so we're going about 500 feet a minute descent right now. See, we're still able to maintain and monitor our cylinder head and exhaust gas temperatures, make sure that we don't drop down and get too cold too fast on there. Just good practice for any engine. Make sure that you increase the longevity of your engine. This plane has beautiful flight characteristics. The Cessna Cardinal is generally one of the best instrument training platforms. This one is even better with the ease of flying a fixed pitch prop and with the complete IFR avionics package, including the Garmin 430 WAS and dual CDI VOR glide slope indicators along with the autopilot. On approach, you need to set the power and trim to maintain a stable descent. Then during landing, you need to flare gradually to bleed off the excess energy, and the plane will just settle onto the runway. We've landed this plane in many different conditions, from gusting winds to night landings on short fields and others. It lands nice and smooth. Just how smooth? Take a look. In this cockpit view, you don't even feel the touchdown point. The Cardinal has a short landing roll, so you can easily land on short fields or grass strips. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch our video. I'd appreciate if you would like it, subscribe to our channel, and as always, any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. We always do our best to answer everybody if we can.